All right, what's up, everyone? This is episode 20 of the Bodybuilding 365 podcast. I have my good friend, Mike OSORIO. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. So this is actually, this is the second. I should have said this in the first episode. This is a kind of a series I want to do that basically highlights the competitors in the area. So I've said before on this channel, I go to Signature Fitness nearby here, and it's a gym that's a lot of powerlifters, bodybuilders, athletes in general. And I really want to start doing its own kind of series. So this is kind of episode 2 of that series. So of just like local competitors. So with that being said, how's prep going? I know you're how many weeks out now?
Um, right under 19 days out.
19
Yeah.
days. Nice. And that is that USA's
It's Team Universe.
universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Team universe. Nice. So how you feeling about the package you're bringing?
Pretty confident about the package that I'm bringing this time around. It's a big step ahead from what I showcased last show. So I'm like really happy with the amount of progress that I've made so far in just like 6, 7 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree because I remember the last show you did. I'm gonna show them your Instagram while we're talking. The last show, where is it? You did. I remember that's like the first time I saw you posing in person,
Oh
and
yeah,
I was like, this guy has some serious potential. And then, like you said, you've come up a lot since then. So
yeah,
there,
yeah.
there we go. Crazy, crazy.
I
But
appreciate it.
yeah, no, I think it's gonna be. I don't want to say you're gonna shock some people because I think people see you coming, but
Oh no, but we'll see. What'd
yeah,
you say?
yeah, we're gonna have to see. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Um, where's the show?
It's right here in Teaneck.
Oh, okay. The seeing that Glen Point.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll probably go then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah.
I'll probably be there. Yeah, I'll go to the finals because I got work in the morning, but I'll be
But
there. Yeah.
that's what's up.
So with that being said, this is your how many shows have you done so far, I guess?
Um, this would be my fourth one.
Fourth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did
So
did one in 2019, competed in juniors. Then I did a regional show. I did Atlantic States
mhm,
last year. No, not Atlantic State. I did Metropolitan. I did
gotcha.
Metropolitan. And then I did North Americans in September.
Gotcha. And how'd those shows go for you?
So I placed first in 2019. Um, then I did Metropolitans. I got first in my class, second in the overall. North Americans, I ended up in fourth place in my class. So
So up there, yeah.
yeah,
Only gonna
excited
go
for
up,
this.
man.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, I kind of want to go back and what got you into training and then eventually what got you into bodybuilding because
Yeah.
there's all these stories where it's either, I played football, I played baseball, I played whatever,
Yeah.
or I need some sort of outlet for stress or whatever it may be. And then I just saw bodybuilding one day. So
Mhm.
what was your kind of story that got you into training and bodybuilding?
So I never really played any sports, honestly. I just did karate as a kid, and that was like the only type of thing that I did. Um, and then during my teenage years, it was just me playing video games and stuff, not really moving around, doing anything.
Yeah.
I went to the doctors one day, told me that I was anemic, so I ended up started exercising at home because he told me to start doing some exercises and to be more active. So I did. And then one of my friends, he invited me over to a gym that's pretty close by to my house. And ever since then, we just started training together and I fell in love with it. And then moved over to another gym,
Hmm.
Retro Fitness. And there was a guy there who said that I had the potential to compete and he said that he would coach me for it. and did my first show and fell in love with it. And ever since then, I've just been competing, just trying to go the extra mile.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you ever feel like with that the doctor saying you were anemic and everything, were you ever like feeling down and because of that? Because you were, I mean, we were all that small kid at one
Yeah.
point in time in our life.
No, yeah. I was definitely insecure about like how skinny I was. Like it would be like 100 degrees and I'd still be like wearing like long sleeve shirts or sweaters just to like hide my arms and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't like the way that I looked. So honestly being proactive about that like definitely helped me out.
So would you say that the gym also mentally wasn't like not an escape, but it
Oh
helped you out there?
yeah, it definitely the gym, bodybuilding, like it's all just been like building me up as a person mentally, physically, like on all aspects. Like it's made me a better person in my opinion. Made me stronger mentally. So
Yeah.
it, I owe a lot to it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely agree because I wasn't my background came more from sports and that and mine was like a easy transition once baseball ended, bodybuilding took over and I was kind of like 50-50 at that point. But I feel like in your case that story is more common than mine because I feel like I don't know, I feel like that's heard more just because like it's like nobody really gains anything or gains like you don't learn anything from having a smooth transition like the failures, the going through stuff, like being stressed out and getting through it.
Mm,
Obviously you're going to learn more from that rather than be like, yeah,
but
baseball was good and then I just started working out and it was all good. It's
yeah,
like, okay, but I mean obviously that's the ideal scenario that there's no issues, but
yeah.
that's
But
kind of life. But so you're in men's physique obviously. Is there any transition phase that you're going to be doing soon, or you're just going to try and dominate this category?
so main goal is to dominate men's physique. Crossing over to classic is definitely a plan that I have. I haven't told anybody outside of my coach and some friends that I'm going to be doing classic in this show as well. But
Oh,
so it was kind of like a last minute decision. It was kind of like probably like 2 weeks ago or like a week and a half ago that was just like, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's do both.
so
So
I have the breaking news,
yeah,
as
the
you were
break.
saying. Let's go.
Yeah.
Breaking news, first time. You heard it here first. Let's go. And that's awesome to hear. I mean, I you can kind of see it like
Mm,
eventually you could do it if you ever wanted to. So I'm glad as a classic guy myself that you're gonna be in there. So hopefully we go against each other in the future.
for sure.
So speaking of your coach is Matt,
It's
right?
Matt Kroniak, yeah.
Matt. All right. So how did you guys link up? How did that start?
Um, so I saw him post on his Instagram where he was taking on one or two clients, take them through an off season and through a prep. And at the time, like I just finished North Americans, and I was like, I had no intentions of doing a prep for this show. It
Hmm.
was just like I'm just gonna enjoy life, grow, take my time with it.
Yeah.
Probably the prep like sometime towards the end of the year, but I saw that he posted that. I was like, you know what? It seems like a good opportunity. So I dropped my name and he took a look at my profile. He said that I have a lot of potential and that he definitely take me on. And ever since then, it's just I gained a great friend, great coach. Like I have nothing but good things to say about him. So
Yeah.
it's
So
been a blessing for sure.
so he's been about a year, maybe the coach, or less than a year. Your coach.
Less than a year, yeah. Since October, October we started.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with so you left your old coach and then went to him, or you had no coach and then linked
So
up.
I had Stephen Cow as my coach for my prep.
Oh, okay.
Um, I never really had a coach for my off season. I usually just do that on my own.
Yeah.
And I get a coach for when I decide to prep. But he took me on for my off season. And honestly, I grew a lot from just the off season alone. So
So what was the big difference in that off season based on what were you gonna do compared to what he had you do?
I wasn't gonna be as strict with the diet or the like cardio aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
but I also wasn't gonna eat as much as I thought that I would. So when he sent me the meal plan, it was like it was a lot of food, a lot more than I would have probably be eating. And,
Mm-hmm.
um, the training as well, like the training aspect of it, um, it's similar to how I usually train, but his way of training, it's like still heavy, but more controlled, more tempo work, um, and doing exercises that normally I wouldn't have put in my own plan. But going through like his plan and everything, like it's worked out very well. So
So he has like full control diet, training, all
yeah,
that. Posing,
yeah,
of course. I've seen you guys pose.
yeah.
Gotcha. All right. That's I didn't know he did the training. I assumed he just like send me some videos that see if you're training hard and just that's it. But that's really good when a coach wants to take over, like control, because it's
No,
one less thing to think about.
all around, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, um, so we talked about you, whoever the coach was at Retro Fitness that made you want to compete or made you compete the first time. What was it about the competing aspect of it? Was it like being on stage? Was it the whole just the process, the prep, or
I would say it was both. Just prepping in general, it builds you. It builds up your mentality like 100%. Like you have to be on point with everything.
yeah,
You have to manage your time well. You have to you have to have a strong mindset in order to do a prep and like actually get on stage and look the part.
yeah,
So um I fell in love with that just for like being able to build as a person. And then just being on stage, the whole thing is just like the only thing I could like describe it as is euphoric. Like you've been on stage, like you once
yeah,
you like go up there, you see the lights, everything, you start doing your posing and everything. Like you get up there and like you just showcase all your hard work, and it's all worth it.
yeah, yeah? It's definitely like it's weird seeing it from the perspective of people in the audience. You're like, that's pretty cool. Like knowing how we think in terms of like, all right, yeah, like we're gonna be there in X amount of weeks. It's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Then when you get on stage, even though it goes like that, you're like, oh, it's awesome. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's just like, yeah, you said it's like it's hard to explain, but euphoric is a good word because it's
yeah,
like the lights actually make it seem like you said, like in that sense, because you can barely see anybody out there. There's guys
right.
next to you, but it's just like it's awesome. But your first time going on stage, were you nervous? Were you scared?
No,
No, right?
pretty chill, pretty calm. Yeah, and it
I
was
was the
like
same way.
all the hard work is done. Like all I gotta do is just go up there, just do what I've been practicing, and just whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I was. That's how I was when people, because people, "Yeah, how are you feeling? How are you nervous? This and that, and you're like, for especially for a first show like I just did, I'm like, I'm not nervous now. I may get nervous when I'm at the steps about to go up, but I guess we'll find out. But I was the same way. I was like, I've been doing this every day, posing in a mirror or not for 20 weeks. It's literally the
Mhm.
same exact thing. The work is done. This is the fun part.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like when people get scared or nervous or whatever, that's when they kind of like black out and they're like, yeah, I don't remember anything. I
Yeah.
don't remember anything.
Like you're already like like you're already spaced out from like dehydration, like
Yeah.
not barely having any food. So it's like
Yeah.
once you go up there, like you're good.
Yeah, it's like that's when, because some guys enjoy prep. Like we both seem to enjoy prep, the whole like monotony of everything.
Yeah.
And some guys are like, I love the stage or I love the overall process, but I kind of hate prep because you can't eat, especially depends on how low they have to go in calories and stuff. Um, then it's just a whole snowball effect. But no, I mean I'm in the same boat as you where I enjoy it all. And at that point it's just like I wish I was in more classes so I can stay on stage for
Yeah.
like 5 6 rounds. But it's really fun. But going back to you, um what's the stage weight you think you're going to be at, or maybe what's your like weight right now holding at?
My weight this morning was like 170, I believe, like 170, 171.
Really?
Yeah. And my lowest so far has been 168.4, I believe it is. So I'm thinking on stage, it'll probably be around this weight, honestly.
Yeah.
Just like with the food and everything.
Yeah, you'll go back up after you load up. Yeah. Hmm.
Probably my lowest will probably be like 166 around that.
So you're pretty much ready in terms of like close to being ready now, 3 weeks
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So is that what you typically like to do? You like to be ready early and write it out, or is that kind of Matt's
Oh,
way of doing things?
I mean, yeah, I've every single show I've done, like I've been ready weeks out, like ahead of time, and just cruise through, cruise right into it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this time around, it's same thing, just but this time like definitely better conditioning. So,
Yeah. I remember seeing
that,
last year before, like seeing these photos this time,
yeah.
3 4 5 weeks out, but this your last show, and you can definitely see it was like 1 week out last year is your 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks out now in terms of
Mm,
the conditioning and stuff like that. Um, you're definitely at that point already, so it's
yeah.
obviously really good. Um, so I don't know how I don't know, involved, I guess is the word, in terms of like other men's physique guys in the area. So like, do you know of anybody else doing the show with you?
Um, not really. I haven't really been like keeping track of who's doing the show, honestly. Other than like Anthony Mantello, but that's because like he's out there. But
Yeah,
other than that, like, nah, I really don't know anybody else that's doing the show. So it's gonna be just like something I see from when I get there.
yeah, yeah. So speaking, I guess I wasn't going to talk about this, but speaking of Anthony Mantello, do you think he has some sort of advantage politically, let's say, because of his following?
Um, I don't know. Honestly, it could. Honestly, either way, like it doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. Like
Yeah,
it's like whatever, whoever wins wins. Best man wins. So
yeah, yeah. I don't think he does, but I mean,
yeah,
just because he has whatever 100,000 followers or whatever, people are gonna say he shouldn't have won
right.
whatever his last show was,
Mm,
or I guess last year's what, Atlantic States, but obviously amazing physique, but it's just like I wasn't trying to get a quite or answer out of you, or like I was just curious because
yeah,
people have this when he did win, I guess he won both classes. Everybody
yeah,
was freaking out. I'm like,
yeah. And I was like, he looked good. Like you can't really complain about that. Like he won. He won.
yeah, if he was, I think it was like he was on the smaller side, and I think in classic, but
Yeah,
his conditioning was there, and that's
yeah.
obviously going to be good. But no, it's going to be good. I actually didn't even put it two together that he's doing the same show, so that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Um, so we talked about the dieting. We talked actually. I want to go back into the dieting. Um, you're eating 6 meals a day.
Oh yeah. So before today, it was 5 meals plus a shake. But I'm not doing a shake anymore, so now it's just 6 solid meals.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah.
So is Matt's kind of way of doing things? Is he high protein, like because we talked about you had carbs too in this meal post workout. Are your carbs kind of moderate right now? Are they low but consistent?
So, um, since the beginning, like we've just been carb cycling, and honestly, that's like the best way of dieting for me. Um, I went through like a good week without carbs, though. It was a rough week, but like bring it back in, and like whenever I get carbs again, like it's pretty high carbs.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, the way he does